is Corner to the World.
That sounds like, an invitation to go somewhere. But we're not talking about geography today.
No, we're looking at a much trickier landscape. The one between expectations and, well, reality.
And that's the whole theme of this Corner to the World event we're digging into.
Right. It features Dr. Jonathan, who directs the university's Language Learning and Writing Center, and a student host, Samarth. They sat down to talk about walking that very fine line.
It's a topic that can get a little vague, but they really broke it down. They looked at culture shock, professional life, and the psychology of it all.
So let's start with the cultural side. Jonathan's story. It starts out almost like a movie. He moves to Taiwan for love.
And he jokes that he stayed for the food. But the reality check was immediate.
It wasn't just a happy-go-lucky travel story.
Not at all. He arrived at a time when things weren't as bilingual as they are now. So he went from being this highly educated, competent person to, in his words, being functionally illiterate.
Wow. That's a huge blow to your sense of self.
A massive one. And that feeling sort of followed him into his professional life.
Yeah, let's talk about that. He goes from being a PhD student to becoming the director of the LLWC, the Language Learning and Writing Center.
On paper, it seems like a perfect fit.
Right. But in reality, Jonathan points out that a PhD trains you for one thing: solitary research.
It does not train you to manage people or budgets or, university mergers.
And he walked in with this very clear expectation. He thought he'd run a standard American-style writing center, one-on-one consultations.
Which would have completely failed in that context. The university needed something else entirely.
They needed him to manage English courses, handle all these new regulations.
So if he'd been rigid, if he'd stuck to his perfect idea of a writing center, it would have fallen apart. He had to adapt to what was actually needed.
Which brings us to his main piece of advice.
Don't let the perfect be the enemy of the good.
It sounds a little like a cliche, but when you're in charge of something complex...
It's a survival tactic.
Yeah.
He admits he's a perfectionist, but aiming for good enough means you actually get things done instead of just being stuck.
Speaking of getting things done, or, well, not getting them done, they spent a lot of time on the idea of failure.
Jonathan brought up the classic Thomas Edison story, finding 10,000 ways it won't work.
It's a good anecdote, but Samarth, the student host, gave it a really memorable spin. An acronym.
FAIL. First attempt in learning.
It's catchy. But does just relabeling it take away the sting? That's the hard part.
It is. And Jonathan was really open about that. He talked about something he called CV envy.
CV envy.
Yeah. Even as a director, he finds himself online, scrolling through other academics' profiles, looking at their publications.
And it's feeling like he's not doing enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're comparing your messy day-to-day reality with all the setbacks to someone else's curated highlight reel. Their CV is just a marketing document.
The students at the event really grounded this idea. One of them, Anthony, talked about his physical reality check.
Oh, this was a great metaphor.
He expected this, convenient city campus.
And he got a university built on a mountain.
So he literally has to hike uphill just to get to class.
It's perfect, isn't it? You expect to walk in the park, and life hands you a climb.
So what's the strategy? Another student suggested just keeping your expectations super low. That way, you're never disappointed.
I mean, that's one way to do it, a defensive way. But Samarth's final advice was more proactive.
He talked about finding mentors.
Right. Don't just guess what the mountain looks like. Talk to people who've already climbed it. Let them give you the map.
So at the end of the day, it's not about forcing reality to fit your script. It's about being adaptable.
That's the one thing you can actually control, your own adaptability.
So here's a question for you to think about. Are your high expectations a North Star guiding you forward? Or are they maybe just blinders stopping you from seeing the good that's right in front of you?
It's definitely worth checking your blind spots.